Well, hi everyone. It's Noreen here from Organized and Creative Mom. And I woke up this morning and I was kind of had a bit of a heavy heart with all of this COVID-19 trouble in the world. And lots of us right now are either enforced or self-directed quarantine during this troubling time. And I really do hope that you are all staying well, following the necessary precautions, washing your hands, all of that kind of thing. But the way I see it is that during this time, maybe more than ever, we all need a little bit of fun, a little bit of joy, and a little bit of inspiration during this time and during our days inside. And for most of us who craft or scrapbook, we could probably spend most of our day doing what we love and not be too worried. But just in case, you're looking for a little bit of inspiration, I've decided that I could share some little bite-sized ideas with you over the next little while. And I'm going to be doing them in video format, and I'm going to call these little videos Play and Create, because that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to play with some products and create some fun little projects, okay? So I'm going to try to bring these videos to you fairly regularly, and I'm going to try to have them available on all of my social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, as well as the YouTube channel, okay? All right, so today I'm playing and creating with the Everyday Journal template and the new dot tip pens, and we're just going to create a fun little card with them. Nothing, super fancy, just a fun way to use these products. And you can see that I use the blue. Of course, they come in the kind of peachy color, the lavender, and the green. So you can definitely choose whichever color that you want. And the new Everyday Journal template, you can see how much I've been using it already. Lots of colors that have sort of stained the Mylar. But as long as you wipe it off with a little, wipe or a damp piece of tissue or a paper towel, it won't transfer. So that's primarily what we're going to be using. And then the other things you're going to need are a card base. So this is 5.5 by 8.5. And then I scored it down the middle, which would have been 4.25. Scored it with my scoring blade on the 12-inch trimmer to make the card. Okay, and then we're going to be working on a piece of white cardstock that is 4 inches by 5.25 inch. So just slightly smaller than the card base itself. Okay, so we'll just put this aside. And then the other thing that you'll need is some kind of little sentiment. Okay, whether you're making a get well card or a thank you card or celebration card. This particular sticker pack from Creative Memories called How Do You Do is full of fun little sentiments. So I'm probably going to be using one of these. Okay, and then we're also going to need a couple of other little supplies. So I've just got a little kind of craft mat here. It's a super slick surface. So you're going to need some kind of slick surface. It could be a piece of plastic packaging. It could be, something like this, kind of a craft mat, or even an old placemat. That would work really well. And you can see that I've already got my piece of cardstock. We're going to work on this one. So I've already got my piece of cardstock taped down. You can use masking tape, painter's tape, etc. We're also going to need a little bit of water. I've just got a little dollar store spray bottle here with just plain water in it. A little sponge dauber if you've got it. Otherwise, you can definitely just use a little brush or a little piece of makeup sponge. That works really well as well. And then some wipes, either baby wipes or hand wipes, all-purpose wipes. Not the sanitizing kind. Save those for cleaning your surfaces during the COVID-19 outbreak, but just some regular little wipes. We're going to use those. Okay. All right, so let's get started here. Roll up my sleeves a little bit. Basically, we're going to be using the dot tip end of our pen as a bit of a paint. We're just going to be using the pigment, the ink that's inside this. This is a water-based ink, so we're just going to be using that to create our background. I'm just going to leave this one off to the side here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. All right, so I've just drawn a little bit of that paint right onto my slick craft surface. And I'm going to take a baby wipe and we're going to make our background. So just kind of crumple it up a little bit. Take a little bit here. You might have to spray a little bit of water on it first, just to make it a little bit more like a watercolor paint. And then we're just going to kind of zhuzh it all over our card. Okay, doesn't matter if it's completely dry, completely covered. It's going to look beautiful. It's going to almost look like a watercolor background there. Okay, so that's our first step. I'm just going to add a little bit more paint as such here, and now we're going to go ahead and stencil some of these cute little flower designs on here. Now I'm going to place them, you can see from this card here, I'm going to place them off of the edges, and I'm just going to, maybe I'll use my baby wipes there to hold it down. Just going to place it off to the side there, and now I'm going to get my little foam dauber. And again, if you don't have one of these, you can use a little makeup sponge. And I'm just going to go in and pick up some of this ink, and I'm just going to stencil or push the ink through and create my little flower. Pick up more if you need to. You can see that I'm not making it too even here. Okay. And then that's our little first flower. So let's go ahead and do a couple more. Okay, so you can see now that I've got my 4 flowers here on the background. So kind of a nice watercolor looking background with slightly darker flowers. And again, I've done it with the blue. You can do it with whatever color you like. And of course, you can mix and match your colors if you want to, but I would recommend letting it dry in between. Okay, so now I do have another card that I've done beforehand, and I've let this dry. So let's just get rid of this one. And all I'm going to do now is go in and add a couple extra decorations or details to this. So I'm just going to take the dot end, and I'm just going to add some different sized dots into the center of my circles. They look like little kind of flower circles there. And then and I should mention that the harder you press with these little dot ends, the larger your circle becomes. Okay, so you can make them large or small. Then I'm going to take the fine tip end of the pen, and I'm just going to go around and kind of create a nice little dot outline for all of my flowers. So you can just see how that kind of just gives it a bit of definition. You can play around with that and make that cute little dotted outline. Okay, and then all I need to do really is put this, adhere this right down to the center of my card. All right, and then where's my little sentiment? Then I can just add my sentiment right on top. Okay, so a really easy way to use the pen, the stencil, and just a couple of little techniques with the water and the baby wipes, and you get a really pretty little card. Okay, so I hope that inspires you to make a little card, have some fun with the new pens from Creative Memories, the stencil, and just play and create. We'll see you soon.